The Sports Scouting Report with Lieber King, brought to you by Harvey Autos in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you've trusted for years. Geico, the insurance savings you expect. Supreme Chevrolet, expect more from Supreme Automotive Group in Gonzales.
Creed and Creed Law Firm, serious attorneys for serious injuries.
Bollinger Shipyards, 75 years of delivering high-quality vessels. Here's your host, Lieber King.
Hi, everyone. Lieber King, your host, the Sports Scouting Report podcast, owner of Louisiana Football Magazine. Today's show is about Loreauville High School, one of the best towns in the state, not just for people, good people, but great sports. Unbelievable program. We're going to start off interviewing Coach Terry Martin, the head coach. I've known him since he was a coach at Cecilia for many years, and now he's doing a great job at Loreauville High School. He brought 3 players that we're going to interview from Loreauville. One whose dad played at Cecilia back in the day, and all 3 of these are great kids. I hope you enjoy the show. We'll be back with Coach Terry Martin.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back. Lieber King, your host, the Sports Scouting Report podcast. Louisiana Football Magazine. I want to tell anybody watching from Loreauville that Loreauville, we're going to do a preview on Loreauville for our preview magazine. I'm going to do a big preview on them with Coach Martin. I already interviewed Coach Martin a couple of months ago, and it'll be out July, August on our website, lafootballmagazine.com. I gave the kids some cards just to keep those cards, and I'll let Coach know the day we do Loreauville. But I want to go ahead and introduce Terry Martin, the head coach. Terry.
How you doing? Nice to see you, man. Thank you for having us on.
Love the L. Love the jerseys.
It's actually the L. We actually call it the Loreauville L because it's pretty unique. If you see on everything, any graphic you see, the bottom part of it's actually longer than the top.
Yeah.
So it's actually the design is pretty unique to Loreauville.
What is a seafood restaurant in Loreauville that's everybody goes to?
And there's one almost right across from school. It's called the Tesh Cafe.
Yeah,
it's a pretty. It's been around for a long time. It's kind of a staple in the community, and actually very supportive of all our sports, all our school activities. And they just got a new set of owners, actually, a couple months ago.
Okay.
But you can pretty much find me and my wife in there at least once or twice a week.
I wanted to mention that, Coach, to give them a free plug because I was eating there the day I went by. You weren't at the school at that day. I was going by to see a business.
Okay.
And I had lunch there, and everybody had this on.
Correct.
And I was like, is that LSU?
Yeah,
and I went up to a guy, and he said, just what you told me. He said, you see the bottom?
No, it's a very unique L.
And he had an LSU jacket over it. It kind of threw me off.
And then, if we get a design that doesn't have it this way, somebody will quickly point it out to you. I think I want to say my first or second year there, when we ordered our warm-up shirts and our warm-up shorts, the guy who did it for us didn't pay attention that well to the directions I said about the L, and it came in, it looked different. And I immediately heard from everybody in town that was the wrong L. And not only do they, they do a good job of providing food for all our community, but they've actually done our pregame meals for at least 4 or 5 years now. They pack everything. Unfortunately, when we had all the COVID thing, they had to individually pack every meal for every kid, and they actually delivered it for us. So, we're really thankful for what they do for us, a big part of our community.
Well, I enjoyed the restaurant, Tesh Cafe.
Very, very good.
And go there. I don't even know them, and I don't want to promote them.
Absolutely.
And Coach, the eggplant crawfish, that's what I got.
It's very good. Very good.
I met you when you were at Breaux Bridge in 98.
It was a long time ago, man.
You brought Dominique Davis.
That's right.
And Parker, who went to Arkansas.
Delton Parker, correct.
I was doing a banquet. You reminded me when you came here today.
Right.
I was doing a banquet when we could do awards banquets. This is before recruiting parties.
Right.
And we were getting them to commit, and we had it at Hooters restaurant. They allowed me to have it there.
Right.
But you brought them, and I had Brady James that day, Jason Ledoux, Damian James, who committed out of her event.
Correct.
And we had Donnie Jones from Catholic High, some other one, right? And Tollfield and Sieber from Independence.
Correct, because Dominic and Tollfield actually played together.
Yes, and we had a coach from Independence at the time, old coach.
Coach Baglio. Coach Bags, correct.
And that was a great time. There was no NIL, there was no transfer portal.
It was still, I think, pure.
Sure.
Football. And
we were giving out trophies.
And I kind of made a joke when I was talking to Coach McCullough a little bit before. I said, I actually went to that first event you put on and brought Dominic and Shelton. And I said, they had never been in Hooters before. So I said, here we are trying to concentrate on answering football questions. And then the girls were walking around. I said, boy, they struggled. They struggled to kind of keep their focus.
Family restaurant.
But it was a good time, and you're right about that.
Coach, I appreciate you coming on. I know you got 3 of your players here.
Correct.
What would you like to say a little bit about each one before we bring them up?
But all of these guys are multiple-year starters. Again, at the 2A level where we play, a lot of our better players play on both sides of the ball. And so, we have 2 offensive, defensive lineman guys who are going to come up. One who started for us the previous 2 years. One who's actually started for us as a defensive lineman since his freshman year. Came in a little bit at the end of his 8th grade year, and because our junior high is located on our campus, they can actually come up with us once they finish their 8th grade season. And typically we'll bring 4 or 5 kids up each year. Kind of helps in practice because our numbers, are never really that great. And so he actually played some as an 8th grader and then became a full-time starter on defense as a 9th grader. And then he's been a 2-way starter since his sophomore year. And then the skill guy we brought with us is a free safety receiver. Made a ton of plays for us over his career. Probably one of the most competitive, might be the most competitive kid we have on the team. So all good kids, all good in the classroom, all come from good families. So, as you mentioned, Dylan kind of got an athletic tradition he got to try to uphold too. With his dad playing, committed to LSU when he was a senior.
Edward Singleton.
Edward Singleton.
I want to mention this before we go, Coach, before we interview the players. I want to ask you an update because I know you stay close to your players.
Correct.
Your DB that's at LSU. He missed a lot of the year. He got hurt. Can you give people an update of where he's at? I know you've seen.
I can't say. And actually, when Kylin comes up here as a cousin of his, it's funny you say that because last night at about 10:30, my phone goes off. I'm trying to sleep, so it kind of aggravates me. I pick up my phone and I look, and it's from Zai, and he was sharing with me that for the second time, he was the LSU Student Athlete of the Month. About a week ago, he sent me a copy of his, it looked like it was a schedule. So I thought that's, he was showing me what his schedule was going to be. When I looked at it closer, it was actually his grades. He made all A's this past semester.
That's incredible.
It's called the President's List. And I really wish we had time for me to read what the write-up was, what they said about him, because it's what I've been saying about him since I met him. You and I have talked about how I would bring and do a little bit of work with the quarterbacks before school. Sometimes I'd meet with him and go over different things. And he lived about 5 blocks from school, and he would walk to school every day. And I remember texting him one time. I said, "Hey, look, it's 30 degrees outside. I'm going to pick you up." And he said, "Don't worry about it, Coach. I'm already there." So he walked in the dark, and he was already at school waiting on me. And that's kind of how he's been. The second he finishes his work wherever he's been playing, he was a 2-time All-American at Southeastern before he left and went to LSU. And he's at school. He's at school more than our kids a lot of times. Still doing all the speed work, still doing all the lifting and everything that he needs to do. So it's really good to see him. And I told him I'm proud of everything you do athletically, but I think I'm more proud of now have a 2-time Student of the Month.
That's big.
And so he's really doing well. His rehab has gone really well. He should be released within the next couple of weeks to be to fully clear to do whatever he needs to do. So hopefully he can stay healthy because I think he can have a monster season.
And I'm rooting for a guy like that. On a guy,
without a doubt,
he's got a chance to be the heaviest he's ever been, the strongest he's ever been.
Correct.
6'2",
he's
great frame, 6'3".
There ain't many corners that are
6'3", and it should weigh 190 plus this year. And
that's actually he's up to 190.
190.
I think he probably got up to about 205 at one point last year.
Maybe a little heavier,
but looking for a lot of good things. But regardless of where he ends up, he is a first-class human being more than an athlete. The kind of kid you hope your son turns out to be.
That's good stuff, Coach.
Really, really is.
Zai Alexander, for the LSU fans, corner, going to be a senior, and a key to their being good on defense.
Absolutely.
They need when they lost him last year.
When you look at all the projections, and of course he couldn't go through spring, you don't hear a lot about him, but don't forget about him.
Yeah.
He's going to be right in the mix.
He's the glue for them to be good at DB.
He's actually also one of their, I think they call it the SWAT team, where they have this leadership group.
Okay.
He's one of the SWAT team captains.
That's what people don't hear about.
No, they don't hear about it, and so very proud of him for that.
Terry Martin, thank you, man.
I appreciate you still doing this, man.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
I appreciate it.
And we will interview you guys, and thank you for bringing them. We'll be right back. We interview 3 Loreauville football players. No particular order. There's no rankings in this. but we'll bring them out and you'll get to meet them. And thank you for Terry Martin for coming. We'll be right back.
Supreme Chevrolet. Expect more from Supreme Automotive Group in Gonzales.
Welcome back. You heard Terry Martin from Loreauville, the head football coach. Did a great job at Cecilia, was at Bro Bridge back in the day, and now at Loreauville doing a phenomenal job. They're always in the playoffs. Terry's done a phenomenal job with that every year. And having to rebuild teams with not a lot of numbers. But we got 3 kids today that are phenomenal players for the program. We're going to start with Owen Brussard, who is an offensive tackle, also a baseball pitcher for the program. A lot of multiple sports kids at Loreauville. Owen, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man.
First thing I noticed about you, you have a 4.0 GPA.
Yes, sir.
And a 25 ACT. That's pretty good.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference to you from being a baseball guy and a football guy? I mean, you like them about the same?
It's 2 totally different sports. Different practices, different games, but the same, where they come to be the same is the competitiveness. Compete in both of the sports, and I can't really pick which one I like more.
Well, I know one thing, y'all tough-nosed kids, because most of the linemen, tell me if I'm wrong, will play some D-line too.
That is true.
So y'all don't really rest a lot. But y'all are used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're 6'2", 250, good-sized player. If you don't go play college ball, academically, where would you like to go to college? You have any schools in mind?
I was thinking about going to UL Lafayette.
Okay.
Go there, and I'm not sure what I want to do yet, but study over there.
What about baseball? Is that something you'd want to continue in if you could?
No, sir.
Just high school?
Mm-hmm.
Your dad went to UL?
He did, sir.
Second generation Cajun, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Owen, tell everybody, is there any shout outs you want to say to anybody where you are today as a person?
I'd like to shout out my family for pushing me to do well in school, and good habits in school lead to the field. So work hard all year round and prepare me to be where I am now.
Well, good luck to you, man.
Thank you, sir.
You sound like you mature and you understand what's ahead of you already. Owen Brussard, a tackle for Loreauville, also a pitcher in baseball. He said he throws a lot of good off-speed. I wouldn't want this guy pitching to me. He's a big old guy. So we're going to continue on with more interviews with Loreauville football players. We'll be right back.
Creed & Creed Law Firm. Serious attorneys for serious injuries.
Welcome back. You've been able to meet Owen Brussard and also Terry Martin. Owen's an offensive lineman, a senior. And also we got another great player we're interviewing, Dylan Singleton. I'm getting old. I remember when Dylan's dad, Edward, was at Cecilia and was a running back at 6'3", 4", 290, signed with LSU. And now Dylan is a senior coming up at Loreauville, an offensive lineman, D lineman. Good to meet you.
Hello, sir.
What's it like being a senior coming up? And you know this is going to be it. This is it.
Yeah, like, it came fast. We was just starting as freshmen. I was just starting as a freshman.
And you're a pretty big guy as a freshman, too.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I ain't expect for it to come this fast.
Look, I've talked to Coach Martin, and then I've seen you play. You've got as much upside as any D lineman in the state to be the best in the state in this class of 25.
Yeah.
And I know you play where Coach needs. You play left guard.
Yes, sir.
You play some D-line. 6'3", 286. And Dylan, you can run pretty good.
Yeah, a little bit.
You look like you run at least a 5 flat or better, right?
Around there. My last one was like a 5'8", 5'7".
But you look like you can run a 4'9". Like you got a lot of your dad's genes in you.
Yeah.
What is this whole recruiting process been like for you?
It's really a lot. Like, I thought it wasn't going to be much, but I thought it was going to be easy.
Then it picked up.
Yeah, it picked up a lot. And it came out of nowhere.
Where people started seeing the film, and they're like, we got to call Coach.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What do you like different about O-line, D-line? I know you play both sides.
O-line, I feel like O-line you get more out of the pancakes, but when you hit somebody hard on defense, it's like it balances each other out. So
yeah,
that's why when they ask me, I really don't know.
And the scouts want you as a D-tackle.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Early on, what do you think of recruiting? What do you think of the LSUs and the ULs and all the colleges? Talk about some of the colleges that you've heard from.
I heard from La Tech, Texas Tech, Nichols, Grambling, and Houston.
Okay.
They all good schools. I've been going to Nichols camp since I was a freshman,
Okay.
so I knew a lot about them.
You done their lineman camp over there too? Well, man, I think you got a chance to be the best D tackle in this class. And Terry, I know your coach loves you to death too.
Oh, yeah.
But good to meet you, man.
Good to meet you.
And good luck to you.
Thank you.
Maybe we just see you carry a ball once too, like you did. Maybe Terry will let it happen.
Yeah.
But Dylan Singleton, class of 25, Loreauville, 6'3", 286, and very gifted, and catches film. He's going to be a great player for a long time in college. We're going to be back. We got one more interview with Loreauville. We'll be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back. Lee Burkeen, your host. We're doing Loreauville High School. Continuing on, we got one more recruit to interview. Three-sport athlete, plays basketball, point guard, football player, and I'll let him talk about the third sport, but Kylin P. Good to see you. What's your third sport?
Baseball.
Baseball. And you told me you love football more?
Yes, sir. I mean, it's
For college-wise?
college-wise.
5'9", 158, receiver for Terry Martin, safety, fast. How many? Oh, you said you're all district in three sports?
Yes, sir.
So baseball, basketball, and football.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's pretty rare. Do you get any rest?
Not really.
But it keeps you in shape. What do you learn from not stopping?
You got to work hard. Because if you take off, you're not gonna be the same. Same achieve work.
You can't even get out of shape, though, right?
No, sir.
Because when you quit football, it's basketball, and then it's baseball.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think of this year? I mean, you're the last interview today for Loreauville. I've met Singleton, I've met Brussard, I've met Coach Martin. I've known Martin for a long time. What do you think of this Loreauville team coming up?
We're going to be pretty solid. If we keep leading as seniors, we'll be pretty solid. The offensive side is going to be good. In defense, we need to replace a little bit, but we should be good.
What do you think about the senior group at Loreauville?
We're real solid. The leadership is there. We just need to lead by example, and we will be good.
What do you think of the history of the program? I'm a small town, under 2,500 people total, but everybody in that town goes to the game, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, would you agree to that?
Yes, sir.
I mean, does anybody miss a game in the town of Loreauville?
Nah, not really.
How does that make you feel, the support?
And good. I'm very supportive. Little village. Everybody will be there for you.
It means something,
Yes,
right?
sir. Means
Well-
a lot.
Well, Kylin, any shout out to anybody that's gotten you where you are today in life? Anybody you want to shout out to?
My cousin, I look up to him, Zai Alexander. That's my cousin, and I look up to him.
The LSU corner.
Yes, sir.
So you're going to be watching LSU a lot this year again.
Yes, sir.
They need him to have a good year, huh?
They do.
What do you think about your cousin at LSU? What do you think about his game?
He's good, solid. Lockdown.
If you worked out with him,
Yes, sir. A couple of times.
learned some stuff from Zal.
Yeah, when he was younger, he used to push me around and stuff.
There you go. Have you beat him all in practice? I know you're a wide out. No, that's a safety. Can you guard him?
Nah. Bob can get him one day.
Well, Kylin Polk, good luck to you. Good to meet you. Good luck to Loreauville. I want to thank Terry Martin. I know we're doing different shows, but I want to thank Jess Curtis for letting us use the gym at Southside in Youngsville for all the schools that we did the different shows. Really glad to be here, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching the Sports Scouting Report with Lee Burkeen.